Hey, do you watch Tentacle Hentai? Sorry, what I meant to say is, do you want to tentacle your opponent to death? This sounds very wrong. How about this then? Do you want to learn how to pilot the new and upcoming Ilaoi TF deck? In this video, I will show you some basics about the deck, the mulligan, how to pilot it in the early game, and how to pilot in the late game. What matchups you need to be careful about, and which you will have a good chance against. For now, let's grab this problem at its roots, or rather base. We're talking about tentacles still. The first thing you need to decide is, which deck do you want to play? There's two variances of this deck I will introduce for now. The most common one, at least at the point of writing this video, which is running a solid 53% win rate, sacrificing some sustainability for more aggression, or the second version, which evolved from the most common one to incorporate some early sustainability, making this deck a lot more valuable in the still highly aggression-based meta. The second variance we'll be having a closer look at is on average running a 56% win rate. But I did find a player from America that managed to get a 70% win rate with the same deck, so you definitely get your money's worth with this one if you master it. The core idea the deck is built around is rather simple. Survive the early game, stack your tentacles, and finish your opponent with either an elusive tentacle, overwhelmed tentacle, stacked Ilaoi, or a good old Tentacle Heaven, aka the Nagakaboros. To make this work though, your biggest challenge will be quite obvious: survive the early game. This also transitions nicely into our first bullet point here. To survive in the early, you will need to be very careful. One of the biggest weaknesses of this deck is that you rarely go wide with it, meaning you will never really have a lot of blockers available to you in the early game. This is also one of the main reasons for Spirit's Refugee in this deck, as you will often take significant damage in the early, you really want to get some health back with said card, and of course make sure your tentacles survive the endeavor. Another early game tool you will need to rely on will be the Twisted Fate. Twisted is a great way to clear boards stacked against you with low health but high attack units, such as Mirai Warden, looking at you here Misfortune Enjoyers, or it will enable you to either deny an incoming attack or draw cards. All of these things you will want to do on a regular basis with this deck anyways. Getting more concrete about what you want to get down early, we're talking Watchful Idol, which is a must keep if you get it in the mulligan, and you can never go wrong with the Cease Voice to get some damage in and stack your tentacle. Quick note here, your tentacles may die numerous times in the early, which isn't great, but not a total game breaker, as you will still have a chance to stack in the mid game. Now, after you manage to survive the early, your next move is stack up your tentacles and keep it alive. At this point you really do not want to let your tentacles die, as they're going to be your main win condition. Depending on if you want to kill your opponent with Ilaoi, Nagakaboros, either way you need your tentacles to survive and be stacked, or you will have a bad time. Boohoo, look out, any spell cards that sack your tentacles or the Eye of God will become your best friend here. Do make sure though you're prepared for hard removal by keeping a denier up. Your main goal in the mid game is either already working on finishing your opponent if you manage to damage him in the early, with Ilaoi, the overwhelm from the Cease Voice, or with the ghost spells, or surviving a bit longer to prepare for the hopefully finishing move with the Nagakaboros. In any case, I cannot stress this enough, you really do not want your tentacles to die here. So, now you have arrived in the late game. Good job, first and foremost, and also, going back to the start of the video, have fun directing your own hentai at this point. Your main goal here is to get Naga down or overwhelm your opponent with your massive, long and wobbly tentacle and his girlfriend, the feisty Illaoi. At this point, the Eye of Naga is always great, and generally this is where you find that most of your cards shine brightest. A Deny, Ghost, or maybe even a Cease Voice have the potential to finish the game in an instant here. So, before we'll have a look at the matchup prepared, we need to address the elephant in the room. Bad matchups. Looking at the statistics as of now, you're worst off against two deck types here. High aggression early decks such as Anikata, Jinx Lulu, Kata Leona, and Misfortune Twisted Fate. Secondly, against decks with high value mid-range late potential, such as Orange X and Heimadonga Jace. The best tip I can give you here is twofold. If you're going against a lot of early aggression, consider keeping TF in hand to remove white boards or lifesteal to dodge early leaf. Against high value midrange, firstly pray, and secondly always be prepared, meaning if you already know there's an on dropping on turn 7, make sure you have a barrier or recall available. I'm going to list the good matchups here, just so you get a rough feeling for when you're in a good position. If you're struggling with these, let me know in the comments and I will see if I can give you some tips. And if you're generally struggling with a bunch of these mechanics, I will link a general guide on how to get better in LoR in the description. Okay, disclaimers are over, let's get to some actual gameplay. We're playing against Zoe Kaylee again, another Kaylee. Interesting. This hand is absolute dog shit. Let's get rid of it. Do get a Watchful Idol, do get a Twisted. Also get a Brewer Lookout and Unworthy Soul. These two don't like them all that much. The Unworthy Soul can be quite handy if we need to get rid of the Kaylee. It's gonna be very tough, none the least. Or that's for sure, rather. Seems like he's AFK though. Oh, okay, he's not. He was just thinking real hard. To get the Eye of Nagaboros. I mean, not what I would have wanted to see here, but it's not the worst possible outcome either. This, on the other hand, very bad. I imagine he's gonna start buffing this one up rather sooner than later. That's not gonna happen anytime too soon though. We can maybe try to go for the Twisted angle and get rid of her that way. But let's see. Okay, for now we're just gonna shuffle this. Not going to do anything. That ain't a lot. He is going for the buff. Okay. Let's see if he's just instantly gonna shove base next turn. Could have done it the other way around, by the way. That would have been way smarter. I'm just trying to think of a way to get rid of the Zoe effectively here. If he's not playing anything else, we can just play the Twisted and get rid of her that way. But we'll see. Maybe a stun. I don't know. Silence. Ooh, silence is... Ah, I've just realized that Tentacle's hella screwed if he gets silenced then. Spell shield. Yeah, that. Well, there goes my plans of killing the Zoe, I guess. Just go for Ilaoi then. Okay, so he's playing full elusive. That is not good, obviously. We have no real way to deal with that. And the spell shield ruined our chances of killing off the Zoe anytime soon. Question is, does he have any kind of big removal spells? I do not think so. So would we get punished for this? She needs 16 damage. I think we'll just attack like this for now. And we'll see. I'm attacking it right away instead of playing anything else here, so we can potentially after that remove stuff if he blocks with the Twisted. And I do imagine he's gonna block. And deny if some stupid stuff happens. But we'll see. We'll see. He doesn't seem to have a way to get rid of the Illaoi. I mean, that's good news. Neither does he seem to be having a way getting rid of the Tentacle. Also good news. But I guess we'll find out if that's the case, because I am seeing a pass spell here, so the one's done. Not that bad. Not great, obviously, but not that bad either. But now I think we'll go with the Twisted. I'm dealing 1 to all. To get rid of the spell shield here. And strike the Zoe at some point with the Tentacle Smash. I think that's a good thing, or a good move here. Let's go with the Watchful Idol. Why not? We are gonna be able to level up Illaoi if she doesn't die anytime soon. Also get another Twisted. If we're able to level up the Twisted, that's gonna be very great. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, so we'll see. Of course, if we, you know, let the Twisted die and take one for the team, she's just gonna give her another spell shield now. That's not gonna be a spell shield. We can strike the Zoe, which we will do. As said, if he doesn't get the spell shield now, which is the reason why we played the Twisted at all. Can't do anything about it. Okay. We can always recall the Lunari, whatever. We'll no go for that. I don't think there should be all that many outplays for it. And there does not seem to be any outplays he is able to do against it, okay. We also leveled the Illaoi now, which is good stuff. He's gonna go with the Messenger, drawing 1. Okay. Guess he's searching for something. Another elusive. Okay. If things stay the way they are right now, I'm just gonna play Deceased Voice and win off of that, no? I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. We'll play Deceased Voice. We do have a deny for big removal spells. And we'll see. Maybe it's gonna be a stun, but we could deny it. So, not great, but not all that bad either. Also, the Ilaoi is gonna get the stats from the Tentacles, so I don't know if it actually matters. Well, things you should have thought about earlier. You know, good stuff. And here you can see the strength of the deck, I guess. Not the smoothest game I've ever played with Illaoi, but not the worst one either.